mostly in Africa, but also in the Middle East. And we are the leading operator in 14 out of those solutions for small businesses, large businesses, as well as financial services and digital services. Down to MTN Nigeria specifically, we have 68 million subscribers, and we believe that everyone in every village in the country deserves the benefits of a modern, connected life. And we want to lead and drive leading digital solutions for Nigeria's. In this first phase of a three-step phase of selling down 14% of MTN. The price per share has been announced. The offer opened on the 1st of December, and the price per share is 169 naira. We have over 30,000 kilometers of fiber, and we have Nigerian. And that, that doesn't just reflect in the management. 9 are foreigners. So we are to MTN Group. So the chief executive officer of MTN in the Republic of Benin is Uche, Miss. 1% of Nigeria than we have paid dividends. Since we opened our doors in 2001, we have paid 20. Sorry, we have paid 2 naira in taxes and dividends to various arms of the government, federal, state, local, etc. And while we are paid 19 million Nigerians, creating positive progress for them. If you look at all the POS that you use and the ATMs that you use to withdraw money, almost 167,000 of them are powered by MTN SIM cards. We connect various educational institutions, small and medium enterprises, banks, large corporates in Nigeria. Moving on to a bit more about creating shared value. Vendors, our contractors, since inception, have earned over 3.9 trillion naira from MTN. That's not profit, that's revenue to them. Our airtime distributors in commissions have earned over 560 billion naira from MTN since inception. We provide indirect labor through our distribution network. The people that sell you airtime, the people that give you support, the people that maintain the network. We have over 2.4 million people that indirectly work for MTN. And we have over 2,000 sales partners and agents. We have a database of 2,700 local suppliers. And as long as a Nigerian can provide a service at the same quality and the same price, we will always prefer a local supplier. Now, I'm sure you'll be very pleased, and you might have read it in the newspaper as well. Can we move to the next slide? We have made a series of announcements about projects that we're undertaking to continue to give even more to society. So a few months ago, about 3 months ago, we announced something which is probably very relevant for this city that we are in, that we will participate in the road infrastructure tax credit scheme in the rehabilitation of Enugu Onitsha Expressway, the dual lane Enugu Onitsha Expressway. So we will probably start that project in 3 months once we clear some things up with the government. Of course, it doesn't happen overnight, particularly in the rainy season. I know it's very difficult to do that kind of construction. It may take 2 dry seasons or so to complete it. Or maybe in 2.5 years, you'll be able to cruise on that road, dual lane, a solid road that will last as long as roads should last. And you will see the contribution that we're giving back to perception. We're in a country where the country's population is growing quickly, and we have a youthful population that adopts technology very quickly. And we have an attractive return profile. In terms of the outlook, we expect to 53 and 55%. This is EBITDA margins. And our profit after tax will pay out 80% on policy of of our profit after tax or this own decisions. When you invest in shares, you don't have the problem that in 2 or 3 years, you don't have the problem that you have in property that in 2 or 3 years you have a tenant that doesn't pay rent. You don't have the problem that you have to start getting governor's consent and planning approval to buy shares. And if you want to sell your shares, in 3 days you have the money in your account. It can take you 2 years to sell a property. So there's an advantage in selling, in investing in shares which doesn't exist in something like property. And we really hope and appeal to you to participate in this offer in MTN Nigeria. So, key takeaways: this is a Nigerian company, very, very well managed. It generates cash, it pays real dividends. Since we listed on the stock exchange, listed by introduction, in May 2018, the share price then was 90 Naira. Before this offer for sale was announced, the share price had doubled. That's over 2 years, a little over 2 years, 2 years and 5 months. It had doubled to 180 Naira, and we believe it's going to go even stronger. Our business is underpinned by a strong connectivity business. We're efficient, we don't waste money. We're very efficient at all costs. We have a strong management and leadership team. We are focused on building deeper relationships with every aspect of society in this country. And we have a very strong balance sheet to drive our business going forward. I will tell you 2 more reasons why you should invest in this business. If you're a shareholder of MTN, while you are sleeping, all through the day, and when you make a call, some of the money you spend on that call and all your relations spend on that call will come back to you in terms of dividends. So you're investing in something that your own everyday activity will help you generate profit. You don't have to invest only for yourself. You can invest on behalf of others. You can help others buy shares. The minimum amount you need, the minimum number of shares is 20 shares. And if you multiply 20 by 169, it means the lowest amount to invest is 3,380 Naira. So it's not a big amount for you to actually invest in this business. I know it's not easy to come across money, but if you make small sacrifices, you should be able to buy the minimum amount and possibly even a lot more. And you can buy for your husbands or wives. You can buy for your children, start investing in their future. You can buy for your nieces and nephews. You can buy for the orphan that you've adopted. You can buy for the staff that work for you as a gift at this Christmas time. The final reason I will tell you to invest in this business is I, as the CEO, I truly believe that we are going to create a lot of value in this business. And I took a big loan from a bank to buy shares in this business. I'm going to pay interest for that loan. I bought the shares in January, and I bought them because I believed as this company grows, the price of those shares and the dividends is going to grow exponentially. So I believe what I'm selling to you myself, and I have my own skin, my own money in the game. So I think that's about the end of my presentation. I'll hand over to our CFO, Modupe Kadri. He will tell you about the various ways you can apply. First of all of our customers for sticking with us for the last 20 years. Thank you for hosting us in this beautiful state, and we look forward to seeing you as shareholders of MTN Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we clap again for the Onitsha Express Road we are going to walk? So I want to say thank you for that road because my boat joint are still there. And I don't know what they are still doing there. So we can't wait for that road to start working immediately. And I want to call on Mr. Modo immediately, but I know that all of us are waiting to ask many questions. Just jot it down, drop everything. In the next few minutes, you will start asking anything you want to ask. I was seated down there, somebody was asking me, when are they starting the road? I said, it's not me, you ask, go and ask him. But very soon, please, you will start asking all your questions. Please clap for him again, it's not easy, clap for him. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to, in the next few minutes, Mr. Modo is ready to talk to us, and I know that everybody is waiting to hear from him. Are you ready, sir? Thank you.
one free share for every 20 held, which means potentially buying 20 shares today, you will get 21 shares if you keep them for 1 year. Also, as an incentive so that this bonus can go around, what the MTN Group has done is that an individual can only get a maximum of 250 free shares, which means that if you subscribe over and above 5,000 and you hold it, you still get your 250 as the maximum. But you can buy as many shares as you want. So if you buy 10,000 shares, for instance, and you hold it for 1 year, you still get your 10,250 after 1 year. Somebody who buys 5,020 will still get 5,270. So that's how it works. But there's no maximum in terms of the number of shares you can apply. Bye. The other thing I should mention is that the MTN Group has also anticipated that we have 575 million shares in this Series 1. That's 575 million shares, or 575 million units on Series 1. And MTN Group has said that if there is an oversubscription, they are prepared to put an additional 15% on top of what is currently available. So which means that you have 661 million shares available, so that as an incentive for you to subscribe. Now, one of the objectives of this exercise is to have as many Nigerians as possible as shareholders. So a lot of emphasis is based on the retail leg of the thing. So even though you might have read in the newspapers that when this offer opened, there was what they call an institutional book build process. And the only reason for that is that the MTN shares is currently traded on the Nigerian exchange, so there is a live price. In other words, if this process is too slow for you, you can actually go to the Nigerian exchange and buy shares. So it has a live price. So what we wanted to do was to have a price discovery, and we got some institutional investors, our pension funds, insurance companies, high net individuals who would bid, and they established a price, and that's how it came at the price of 169. The day that price was announced, the share price on the Nigerian exchange was traded at 190 naira, which meant that you're actually having an offer at 21 at the time, 21 naira discount to the market, and then of course MTN is now offering this other incentive. So how do you apply? Well, it's simple. If you have a phone that is internet enabled, then it's as simple as dialing or logging onto the website www.mtnonline.com/PO. And if you look at those flyers by your side, you put in front there, it's that URL, that link that says visit www.mtnonline.com/PO. And that is the easiest route. Why is that so? Now, traditionally, when we do offers like this, you fill forms. Some may not have never bought a stock or shares in their life, so they don't have what you call a CSCS account. They don't even know anything about a broker. But through 3 minutes, between 3 and 5 minutes, if you log on to this URL, if you don't have a CSCS account, they will create one for you. The system will create one for you. If you don't have a broker, you can select from the list of brokers, or one will be put for you as a default. And you get to the point, select the number of shares you want to subscribe to. There will be a video, hopefully, that will run before we leave here that explains you the process. And all you just have to do is to, pay. You can pay through your bank card, through your transfer, or through any means, and you're done. You get a notification that you have subscribed for shares. So when the process is completed, then, which is the allotment process, within 24 to 72 hours, the CSS would credit your account, and you can actually start trading or selling those shares right on the stock market if you so wish. So 2 things to note here is the fact that that is the easiest way, most convenient thing. way. The only thing they're going to ask for you is your BVN and your date of birth to confirm that it is you. And automatically, the system will pull out all those details. So you don't need to enter anything. All you just have to say is yes, no, and follow the prompts in the process to complete that. Having said that, I think the last thing I would just say is that if you do not want to use those means, then you could also use the traditional means, which is what I would like to call the analog means, or the manual means, which is you fill a form, take it to a bank or an agent, and get them to fill it. But that's, honestly, it's long, because some of you who are seated in this hall may not have a CSA account. So you don't have a, and that may actually keep you out of this opportunity. So I will encourage all of us, let's use the digital means. It works, it's verified. The process has been sanctioned by the Securities and Exchange Commission, by the Nigerian Exchange, and by the CSCS as the route to markets, shortest way and most effective. So with that, I think I would stop here. If there are any further questions, I'm sure we are happy to guide you. But let's take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Stories you will tell your friends, your children, your parents, that I happened to be at the right place at the right time, and I was bold enough to take advantage of the opportunity. With this, I say thank you for your attention, and back to the MC.
Please clap for him, clap for him, clap for him.
Enugu kwenu. Enugu kwenu. Enugu kwezenu. So I'm going to speak in English. Permit me. So I mean, I'm a thorough Enugu partly bred, because I went to in my early days Federal Enugu, so at least I still remember my bus stop, ESBS. Jam. You know. So I think today it's a very important day for all of us. I mean, if you've heard the CFO and the CEO, if there's one share that if you have not bought shares before, there's one share to buy. This is the share to buy. And to explain it better, you see, you know, you put in the money today. All you need to do is just sit at home. Every year, twice a year, they will pay you money. You know, and MTN is trying to use this as an opportunity to give back. You know, MTN has made a lot of money in the country and helped the country, but now is actually to empower every one of us. So for Christmas, you know, if you have your parents, your kids, you can use this as an opportunity to invest in the life of your people. You know, for just 3,380 naira, you can actually empower people. And just to put it in context, you know, you heard the CEO when he said when they listed, it was 90 naira. Before this offer, it was 190 naira. So it means if you had the share, you know, at that time, you would have made more than twice, your share would have been worth more than twice the value. And that value is going to continue to keep going up. So this is an opportunity for every one of us to actually buy a part of MTN. And you would not regret it. I have bought for my kids, I have bought for my mom, my dad. So I'm just encouraging everyone to use this as an opportunity. And we're here as banks to also help. You know, so like you said, if you are not able to use it online, just walk into any bank. We would also help you with the digital process as well. So, but again, this is an opportunity to say, in the buy these shares. We need to make sure that we all own a part of MTN, especially the fact that in 2 years' time now, this our Enugu Onitsha road that has stayed there for decades, MTN is going to fix it, and that's a very, very important decision. So thank you all.
Please clap for him, clap for him. Okay, the mic will move to Mr. Olamide immediately for his own. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so my job is very simple here. My job is very simple here. I think much has already been said. It's really for the Nigerian exchange. Some of you may know us as the Nigerian Stock Exchange, to lend our voice to this transaction, to this offering. I mean, I think I should start off by really thanking and commending MTN. The relationship between the exchange and MTN was more formalized in 2019 when we did the listing by introduction. And at that time, MTN had expressed that what was important to them, beyond coming to the market for whatever reasons, is to allow the opportunity for Nigerians to partner with them to create wealth. That resonated with us significantly at the exchange. I think this offering, being the first end-to-end digital offering where individuals like yourself, from your very seats, can whip out your phones, go on this website, and within 5 minutes would be able to subscribe to this offering. For us, it spoke to us very dearly because it addressed two key areas that were very important to us at the Nigerian exchange. One is around financial literacy, which I think we can all agree that we could do better in that area. And the other, most importantly, is around wealth creation. It's always been important for us to exchange, at the exchange, to be a platform where really Nigerians can come to us, invest, and also create wealth, not just for themselves, but for their dependents, for their family, for their friends. We saw the MTN offering really as an opportunity to do that. And we really, again, wanted to commend MTN for the follow-through, because indeed many organizations say they want to do this wealth creation thing. But it's quite pleasing for us and a delight to us that MTN is indeed following through. There's been talk around a Series 1 and subsequent series. So it does show you that there's a strong intentionality to bring as many Nigerians as possible, where we can partner together with MTN to create wealth for ourselves. So I really wanted to commend MTN. We also wanted to use the opportunity to thank the Securities and Exchange Commission. This digital offering is the first in Nigeria. It has never been done before. MTN has done it in other markets, but this is the first in Nigeria. The SEC was very supportive of that process. It gave the necessary approvals to really make it easier for Nigerians to invest and participate in a transaction like this. I think it would be wrong for me not to commend the very dogged work by the issuing houses. As you know, these sorts of transactions and these sort of journeys are not always easy. It's difficult to push through and to try to make things as smooth and as easy and as clear as possible for investors like yourself. So really strong commendations to the issuing houses. One other aspect that this transaction speaks to us at the exchange is that it really opens up a younger demographic, a younger investor universe. And we believe that given that Nigeria, our population is largely youthful, getting those in a way to partner with an investment, through an investment with MTN was very, very important to us. So again, it's another reason why we're here, to lend our voice to the seriousness of this transaction. So really with that, I would like to suggest everyone to really seriously look at this transaction. Go on the website, mtnonline.com/PO. Read all the necessary materials there. From your seats, you would be able to participate in this offering. And I thank you for listening.
Please clap for him. All right, I found out that we have many people that want to ask a question back to back. Please lower it from that place, engineer. Thank you. So I have to call on Mr. Chima Wankwo. After that, then I have some people I need to recognize. Then I will do that immediately so that we'll just finish this. Then we'll move down to the next level. Engineer, just lower it. It will help. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kautoriola and Mr. Motpe Kadri and Chidam Olumide for the remarks. The floor is now open for questions. I understand we have lots of questions and we are here to answer all of them. Feel free to speak in Igbo. We are ready to respond in Igbo. And also ask your question in English. We'll also give you a response. So the floor is open. So indicate by raising up your hand. We'll recognize you and pass the mic on to you.
Thank you. My name is Celestine Ndukwe. I'm a retiree. I know outside the country that data and subscription goes with some other things like I know the MTN has connection with DSTV, and I know also that maybe you are aware of what I'm saying in terms of buying a data. Once you get your data, you don't need to be doing your day-to-day purchase of airtime. You do it in bulk, and that's it for the month. Why is it that MTN in Nigeria, you buy the data separately, you pay subscription for your television separately, and you also buy airtime to make calls separately? Why don't we unify it the way it is done outside Nigeria? I don't want to say it's exploitation because I don't know your modus operandi, but why don't you make it in a way that people in Nigeria, once you buy your data for the month, you can make free calls for the month, as is done outside Nigeria. I'll stop for now. Thank you.
So let me just say something. It is very hard to compare one country to the next. Probably what you're talking about, Onyisi, is, let's say take the United Kingdom for example. People will pay £20 per month. They will get 5 or 10 gigs and as many minutes of calls as you want to make. That's an example. Those contracts generally are postpaid, and you have a commitment into those contracts for 2 years or more. If you want to buy combined, we don't give limitless bundles, but it is possible. And I suggest everyone, if you really want to see what is on offer from MTN, download my MTN app. You will see all the offers, monthly bundles that combines 10, 20, 100 gig with 300 minutes of call, X hundreds of SMSs. We have them. But let me also say something. When we started this business in Nigeria, we were supposed to have been provided with a fiber network. Power was supposed to have been fixed. We have provided everything that in all of those countries that you refer to, they don't have to worry about. We have to invest in generators. We had to lay out 30,000 kilometers of fiber to make us have a good functional network in this country. And I will put it to you, I go to the United Kingdom frequently, that many times you get a better experience on your network in Nigeria than you will do abroad. And think about all the kind of utility services, water, transportation, power. Is there anyone that has progressed and kept up with global standards as telecoms has? When we started as GSM, the cost of a call per minute was 50 naira. The dollar rate at that point in time was 80 naira to the dollar. Today we are providing calls per minute at 6 naira, and the dollar rate official is 422. Black market is 575. We continue to invest dollars in this business and continue to expand and keep up with technology. We do so. Now, if you calculate that 50 naira to 6 naira, that thing has gone down tenfold. If you compare it to the dollar, you can see it has gone down 70-fold. You can't compare like, but in practical sense, you probably find out on a dollar for dollar basis, we are probably cheaper than a lot of the countries that we provide services for. And on top of that, we have to provide infrastructure that they don't have to. But please, Diokpa, download my MTN app. You will see all the offerings, monthly offerings that include all of the services that you want. Unfortunately, sometimes people get into the habit. I will dial *131# and I'll just take the same offer that I've been using for the last 5 years, and they don't know what else is on offer. We have a lot of those solutions that you talk about being on offer. And please, it's important that we also make a profit so we can return dividends to you when you invest.
Okay, thank you. Before we take the next Before we take the next person, I would like to encourage us to introduce ourselves before we ask questions. And also let's limit our questions, if possible, to the offer so that you get to learn how to participate and take advantage of this opportunity. Okay? Can you please step forward, please?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Okun Nemeka, and I want to ask. Thank you very much for this all-important briefing. And my question is this: what are the mechanisms this your company have? What are the mechanisms that this company has? Okay, I said, what are the mechanisms that your company has that is different, that will differentiate these shares that you are telling us now from other shares that we've had in the past? Because before now, from one company, I won't mention that company now, but up to this moment, I've not received my certificate. I've not received any dividend from that company. So, what do you have that will differentiate this share that we're looking at now? They've told us everything that has to do with these shares. What do you have in stock for us so that we don't lose our money? Because most of our parents bought these shares in the time past, but along the line, you discover that most of them lost what they had. That's investment. Please, we need to get more clarification on this so that we don't lose our money. Thank you very much.
Okay, it's a very good question you've asked. So the exchange has very significantly, alongside with the SEC, increased our governance requirements such that companies, not just any company, can come to the market. In fact, many companies that have, I guess, come to the market and not done things according to the best practices, many of those companies have actually been delisted. A lot of people don't realize that the exchange actually has delisted companies for not really meeting their corporate governance requirements. MTN in particular, I should add this, is a member of the premium board of the exchange. And it's actually an elite and very limited number of companies are on the premium board. It subjected itself to our highest standards of corporate governance. But specifically to your question, one of the problems that we've tried to solve is this issue of dividend collection. And this solution, the digital solution, it ties your investment with CSCS, which will be the depository for your investment, with the registrar that has the responsibility to pay those dividends. It's an end-to-end process. It is the first in this market. So we've listened and we've heard, and that's how we've built this solution. The solution is called Primary Offer, and you can connect to it on the website. And that essentially means that your investment is not going to be lost in any sense, because all the key stakeholders are connected to that platform.
Let me add a bit to that. First of all, our parents, when they bought shares, they will have to be sent a paper share certificate. When their dividend, where's the gentleman that asked the question? I'm trying to. When their dividends came, it will come through NIPOST, a dividend warrant. By the time it comes, sometimes maybe the time to pay it into your account has expired. Everything is electronic. And it's not something that we're talking about that is about to happen. Already there are shares on the Nigerian Stock Exchange of MTN being traded. Ask anybody, ask around, have you bought MTN shares? And ask if they wait for their dividends to pay. It's paid within a week of declaration, straight into your account. You don't have to wait for a paper. You don't have to go and stand in a queue. You don't have to fill an application, because you have registered yourself to buy those shares in the CSCS account, and generally your bank account number is already registered. So it's instantaneous. If you buy these shares, you don't have to do a single thing to receive your dividends. You would have registered your BVN and your bank account, and you will receive it automatically within a week of the dividend being declared. That's one. Two, historically, sometimes around 2008, there was a big crash of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Because, let us be frank, the controls, the regulation that were in place back then were not strong enough to ensure that people that came to the market collecting money from retail customers ensured that they got their shares, kept the company very well managed, and ensured that shareholder value was protected. How is the situation today different? The regulation has changed. And the CEO of NGX, the stock exchange, will tell you that MTN Nigeria is the best run company in Nigeria today. We are disciplined. We have auditors that check our books in a very thorough manner. The worst thing that can happen to myself or a CFO like Mudukwe is someone says that we misstated numbers. We have to be accurate in what we do, and we have to have credibility on an ongoing basis. And it's not just us that does this. The stock that we do this, make sure that our numbers are accurate and reflect the state of the company. The management have a huge responsibility of them on the integrity of our financials and protecting shareholders, and the board oversees us very, very closely. The nature of the board that you have is very important in such institutions. What is the caliber, what is the integrity, what is the profile of those people? And if you look at the people that are on our board, Dr. Ernestine Dukwe, Dr. Mobola Johnson, Michael Ajuku, these are people that will not allow a single stain on their reputation. If they think the company is going wrong, they will say it and they rather resign from the board than stay on the board. So governance in MTN is number one. You must trust what we say, we must be consistent, and we must deliver. And if it is bad news, we will tell you it is bad news. We won't hide it. So I hope that addresses. Sorry, Mudukwe, I'm very passionate about providing those responses.
Okay, and just let me add. The only reason why you do your investment is if you have a digital footprint, and it starts with what you call your CSCS account. Once that account is profiled, everything about you, so somebody can't steal your dividends from day one, it comes to you, unlike what the reasons Carl mentioned earlier. No paper warrant, everything is electronic. As a matter of fact, part of the governance procedures, just to answer specifically, is that once a company declares a dividend and is approved at the AGM, the annual general meeting, within 5 to 7 days of the payment date, you must transfer those monies away from you Unlike some companies that will still keep the money. Statutorily, you must close accounts. So we can't even say bring the money back, we still want to use it. So I think, like it said, there was a lot of, and that's why they had some strong governance principles. And since that time, the market has been fairly stable. And if you've been following the news about the Nigerian exchange, I think twice now it's been ranked as the fastest growing exchange in Africa, all because all these things are in place. And that's why companies like MTN took the courage to actually list on the exchange. So you now see big companies now listing on the exchange, and the companies on the premium board previously were private companies. But now, because of that confidence, they now are listing on the exchange. So, at least from my own point of view as MTN, I don't think your investment is in any jeopardy or any risk of being lost, especially if you follow the digital journey. www.mtnonline.com. It addresses all the historical problems. People dealing with third parties, people having mistaken identities. In those days, when you fill paper forms, you fill as Cal Toriola, Toriola Cal. People have multiple accounts. But now, with your BVN, it will give you one identity. One identity, so you can't even have. So those people also, some bad news. If you thought you could do multiple applications, it's not going to work. Because every application must be linked to your BVN. So if you think it's the days of, I use my first name and my last name, my middle name and my last name, my first name and my middle name, all those will not work, because the first thing is going to identify you is your BVN. So that's why it's important. Please join us as part of that journey. Even if you've not had a share before, within 5 minutes you could have an account, and then you can then start to deal on the exchange. A long answer, but I thought it was necessary to add.
So just to add to what is said, I mean, I know some of you would have questions on if you walk into a bank with a manual form. So we as issuing houses and bankers are also set up in such a way that even if you walk into the bank, we will put you on that digital platform. So we all trained the staffs to make sure that when you walk in, we will still carry out that digital process for you in the bank. So this is the efforts that MTN has put in place to make sure that every single person gets an opportunity to get captured the digital way, to make sure that the end-to-end process for this offer is digital. I just wanted to add that for people that might not be able to do this online themselves.
Thank you. The next question.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I have 4 questions here to ask. One, I want to ask this because I've had a personal experience. I think about 20 years ago or thereabouts, as a little child, made little money and I bought shares. But then I bought that shares what you call secondary market or whatever. I had my CAC account in my phone. And for years I had that CAC account in my phone. I got my dividends just once because they pay straight to the account. I bought that shares with a bank. When I lost that phone, I lost that CS account. And I've gone to the branches of the bank we have in this state. Funny enough, because I'm speaking this because it's easier to talk to us like this when you are marketing a product. You know, when you want to market, you are well dressed, you speak good English, and you get us convinced. The moment our money enters your hands, the language changes. Now, I bought that shares with a bank. The same bank have gone to them to make complaints that I've lost this CAC account because I have it in my phone and the phone got missing. 2 of their branches here in Enugu, the guy will tell me, I don't like share. I don't discuss share. Anything share, please, I don't talk about it. Next thing, go to Lagos, go and discuss with our branch in Lagos. Now, and somebody is saying, walk to the bank, we have trained our staff to attend to you. If a banker will tell me, I don't talk about shares, I don't discuss shares, we are coming here now to tell us you can easily walk to the bank, Our staff have been trained to help you. I don't know how this information you are giving me will erase the encounter I had with a banker in the bank that I bought share from. That is one. Two, I might buy share today, have my BVN, probably unmarried, and suddenly I got married, and my account still bears my maiden name, okay, my father's name, and then I am in the process of I'm in the process of converting my account to bear my husband's name. I have not done that, and I bought the shares. But after buying the shares, the bank does start conversion. Is it going to affect getting dividends? Will you tomorrow say, okay, the account change, you are not aware and all of that? Is it going to affect getting the dividends? That is question 2. Question 3. If I buy shares for my child who doesn't have accounts, I just bought the shares for my child who doesn't have account, and I intend that the dividends should come to my account, is it going to be a problem? Why do I ask that question? I invested money somewhere, and when we are investing, they said you can invest for your child. Now that it is time to pay us the money back, they are saying we only pay money to an investor whose investment name dovetails with the account name. In other words, me that invested for my child and filling my account, if care is not taken, you check my bank, I've just run to the bank to go and open an account for him. That was not my initial intention. Like I said, when marketers are marketing their products, they are well dressed. Is there anything that you are not telling us? We might not go to too much school because we don't want tomorrow, when there are issues, you don't tell us legal practices, you did not consult well, according to the law of investment, according to the law of shareholders, you will have done this and done that. We've had a lot of all those stuff. If there is anything that you are not telling us, tell us. If you cannot speak Igbo, tell the Igbo man to speak Igbo to us. We might not go to too much school, but we don't want to lose our money with MTN. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was loaded. So you get answers to your questions. I'll call Chidi to start.
So let me address. I think it's good you actually highlighted all the issues which this offer is trying to resolve. I think when this offer was actually put together, there's a lot of these issues were actually taken into consideration, and this is the reason why it's BVN linked. And if you know anything about the BVN is your unique identity now. You can't do much without that BVN. If you wanted to even go and get an international passport to travel today, it must be linked to your BVN. The reason being that it is one identity, and that identity is yours. So gone are the days if you, and I know you mentioned with your experiences of walking into the bank and this, gone are those days, because now it's linked to your BVN, and even if you change your name on that BVN, it will automatically change on the system. So this is the whole idea when the central bank brought in the BVN, to make sure that whenever anything happens on that BVN, across all the systems, that it's connected to, it will reflect. So be rest assured that there's nothing that is being hidden or anything, that once you have that BVN linked to the offer is yours, and the dividends will come to you, and it will come to the bank account your BVN is linked. So there's nowhere this thing is going to get missing. Then you did ask a question on buying shares for children. I'll probably allow Olamide to answer that question, but the intention is that every single DC must have a BVN linked to it. So provided you have a BVN linked to it, I don't see any reason why that particular shares or this thing is going to disappear. Olamide, I'm correct, right? There must be a BVN linked to whatever shares that you're buying. So which means whoever that BVN is linked to it will continue to receive the dividends from that design and have the authority to sell those shares.
Madam, let me be 100% crystal clear. There is nothing that we are hiding from you today. There are rules and regulations for banks, for the CSCS, for the stock exchange. My own father-in-law passed away. Until today, I'm trying to collect his dividends. Not me, my wife's family. And that challenge exists. We are not here to defraud you. We've paid 425 billion naira to shareholders of MTN in Nigeria. We've paid, not that it's, we've paid 425 billion naira to shareholders of MTN Nigeria between 2018 and 2020. Some of the things that happen, for example, the experience of your son, are put in place to protect you, but creates complications. I'm not defending anybody's bad behavior or anything like that. But what they will say is, if Mrs. A is the person registered as the owner of the shares, they will only pay the dividends to an account in the name of Mrs. A. And nobody knows that it's your son. I mean, not nobody, obviously you and your husband and your family know, but the person paying doesn't know that it's your son. So if they don't see the exact same names, they will not pay it because fraud has been committed using those kind of tactics. Now I'd like maybe Toby, you want to give some responses on no, I want you to, if you don't mind, I want you to address so that it doesn't seem as if we are trying to step away from difficult and challenging questions. But Madam, one thing, we're not here to collect anybody's money and defraud anyone. Go and look at MTN Nigeria. We raised 200 billion naira worth of bonds from the market just 2-3 weeks ago. We paid dividends of 220, we've made a profit after tax of 220 billion. We don't need this money to fund the business. It's not even coming into MTN Nigeria, it goes to the shareholder MTN group and it's gone. We want people to participate in this business and we will pay the dividends, but we will always stick with the rules. Whether it's the CSCS rules or the banking rules or the NCC's rules, we'll always stick with them.
ife ji wee sị m kwukwa n'okwu bụ na mgbe ị na-ekwu ise ọ bụla Igbo sesu anụ ọ dịka anyị asị na onwe ha onye n'ebe a na-asụ Igbo anyị na-asụ Igbo ọ gwala unu na mbụ onye Anambra mana ihe ọ na-ekwuru ọzọ Igbo na ama nwa shiribe na anụwawa mama mbụ onye ụma beauty so eshiri m eshi ofu ife nna ya eme bụ ịpụta ebe and etokwa m n'Enugu ka m gwakwa unu ịma ebe anyị nọ ịgbada efu St. Bridges agụrụ m na St. Bridges agụkwa m na Ikulu gụkwa na Santa Maria ihe a na-akpụ ya mgba emesịa ọ bụrụzi ka Venue Primary School tonu 1 tonu ababa nye anọ nwa afọ so ihe nchọ ime kịta bụ ka m gwọọ unu ukwu n'ala ka o doo unu anya nsi bụ ka m gba nkịtị emesịa maka Chima bịa gwa m na ya eme vote of thanks nsi mgbe ya eme vote of thanks ka nkọwazialụ ndị be anyị ihe na-eme ka ntụka enye obele otu ya dị ize ịghọta mana onye isi m asịgo m kwuo okwu nsi oke ka m tinye n'okwu ọnụ maka onye na-alụ olu oyibo akpọtaghị sị ka egwu ụmụnne ya okwu ya gbaba ọsọ ụjọ abịa ejighị ụjọ anwụ aka so nna ife ikwulu ọ magburu onwe ya ofu ife ikwulu balụmarụ bụ na ise onwe ife ezoro ezo ife ezoro ezo sị gwa gị ịma ife tụ n'anya n'ife a ikwu ọ bụrụkwa nna ị chọrọ igo na ọsị gwa gị eziokwu niile ife niile dị oge anya you just want to have enough information to make an informed decision. That's what I heard when you asked that question. Is there any hidden thing? It's not that you're saying they are lying to you. No. You are just saying, tell me everything so that the decision I make will be informed. So, continue bezi okwu ọnụ. Asụcha na n'oyibo. Kịta ka nsụ anụ. Ọ bụ na ị nere anya ị ga-afụ mgbe ọ na-egosi gị ego one a na-akwụ na dividend na MTN. Ọ kọwa sị, in the past few years, MTN bụ company na ego ọbụla profit after tax ewepụsịa ife niile eji zụọ afịa ewepụta uru not to 80% of ya bụ uru ahịa that profit na ha ga-enyekwu ya ndị bụ shareholders. Jụgodo onwe gị ofu ajụjụ ka ị bịara ebe a unu fụ gọvanọ unu fụ honorable member senator ị na-achọ ịkọwa na ọ bụrụ na MTN kpọrọ oku si gọvanọ bịa na ọ ya bịa maka na companies zu ka emeelụ mana ọhọ ha ka akpọ ihe a kpọrọ bụ ndị achọ every time i were phone gị tinye na ntị kpọọ nkọbọ ọ bụrụgodo afọ n'ime nkọbọ ahụ mee gịnị agụsịa ọ nachiatakwa na iso nwelụ ya bụ company. O nwere ihe mmadụ gwa m nya n'eti onye isi ndị CSCS ndị na-erejista shares na ihe niile ka anyị na na-akpa nkata nya ọ sị na ofu ife ndị mmadụ na-amarọ bụ na up to 32% of registered shareholders bụ ndị Igbo. 32% of the whole Nigeria. Ịma ihe nkwu mgbe m nwere ya Igbo ahụ agba last anyị na-ekpe n'azụ ọha ememe wee sị na mbịa Enugu maka Enugu ka anyị bịa mana ama m na ọhọsọ ndị Enugu nọ ebe a ndị Enugu nọ ndị Anambra nọ ndị Imo nọ ndị Ebonyi mana Igbo bụ Igbo akwụ ya nọ Igbo bụ Igbo wee sị ndị ebe a nọ ka nkọwala unu na opportunity a onye agbaghị agbana ya mana mgbe mbata onwe ofu ife mfe ụtọ m n'anya mfụ na ụmụ nwaanyị kali ụmụ nwoke and o nwere onye kwu unu sị na inye ofu nwaanyị ife n'ezinụlọ niile ka inye ị nwere ike inye nwoke ọnwụfuo ya na mmanya gbọ ụmụ nwaanyị asị ka nna asị ndị nne unu anọpịa anyị mmụọ nya etu a unu si nọlụ ụmụ nwoke iwe wekwa n'unu etu a unu si wee nọlụ ihe m na-achọ ịkọwa bụ na onwe ha asị dị na ha gwa unu ebe the system ha tinyere in place onye na-alụ na Nigerian exchange ọ kọwago that system from start to finish the technology driven everything is linked onwere ife emegide ka ego ifu and ụlọ ọrụ ị na-etinye ego gị na ya ichek godu ọ bụrụgodu na ego eji ego mmanya 3,380 naira onye n'ime anyị na-aṅụfu ya na mmanya n'ofu abalị igoli anyị mee gịnị ịrapịa anyị niile nọ ebe eme gịnị a na-alụlụ ya ọlụ twice a year minimum ego a na-abata anyị na-aba ndị be anyị ekele m unu.
Thank you.
I'm conscious that when people are trying to sell you nonsense, they will talk around issues and they will not address your questions directly. So let me address your questions, Madam, directly. Chima, please collect her telephone number and her. You say you lost your CSCS number. Collect all the. Number two, Madam, if you buy shares in MTN, let us say today you are unmarried and your name is Amaka Nwosu. In your bank account, in CSCS, and the shares register will register Amaka Nwosu. And you will be paid automatically into that bank account. If you get married and you want to change your name to your husband's name, change them in all three places so it's consistent. The problem is when there's inconsistency, they will think this is fraud and they say they won't pay. But until you do it, you still keep going, your dividends will still keep going into that same account. Now, I am not the stock exchange expert. I'm an MTN telecommunications expert. But my advice is if you want to buy it in the name of your children, then open an account for your children too, so that they can automatically receive the dividends. If the name on the shareholder register is your child's name, and the name in the account is your name, it will create a problem. Let everything always be consistent, and if it is, you won't have a problem. Of course, we know you don't want to leave money in the hands of your children. You will control that account. You hold the password, the checkbook, the PIN, and everything, and you won't let them have it except when they want to buy something for their birthday or Christmas. But let it be consistent. But we are transparent. MTN has survived and become the biggest company in Nigeria by revenue by being transparent and doing our best for our customers and our shareholders. Thank you.
And just one, Madam, just one other thing you need to know, that just to explain all the big English they've said, is that if you open an account in a bank today for a minor or a child, there is always a guardian. The guardian is the custodian of the account. And there is a BVN, which is your BVN, that is linked to that account. When the child becomes 18, he can, you as the guardian, will take the child to the bank or whatever and transfer all those details to him. So the question about if you invest for your child, you are technically in control of that account till the child becomes an adult under Nigerian law. So all the things of the past, again, I'm not a salesman, I'm a foreman anyway, apart from the fact that I'm not here to sell anything, is the fact that you need to understand that anything you do through the digital process has a trail, and we would help. So back to Carl's, that's exactly what I wanted to say. We get your details, it's not our problem. Whatever name you use to buy those shares, then we will use our full weight to get the people to contact you, and just leave a contact so that we can, help you resolve that problem. And I hope that the company that is in question is still in existence, because that's also another problem. Some of them, came and have since died. Thank you.
I think we can maybe take one more question and then we have to wrap up because we are rushing off to Port Harcourt today.
Yes, in the interest of time, we'll take just one. Just make it one question, okay? You can step out. Step forward, please.
Obe, have you already done vote of thanks? There was a lady.
So where's the lady?
The same.
Lady is no longer here. Okay. Make it brief.
My name is Morris, standing on the observed protocols. Well, I count myself lucky to be here today. I said I'll count myself lucky to be here today because I didn't plan it. It was a friend that brought me here. But I am the former manager, union registrars here in Enugu. And I was covering Enugu, Ebonyi, Benue. I heard one of our brother here when he said certificate, dividend, our fathers, we can't have anything, nothing is working out. I was smiling. Once you invest in shares, if the person let him die. As far as the company is alive, your shares will never die. Your investment cannot die. I think you're understanding what I'm saying. I am not part of MTN. I just visited. So what I'm trying to say is that anything about shares, MTN as a company, they have done their own. All you need to do is to do your own. How do you get on with it? If you have your shares invested, if you invest in shares and maybe you're getting old, you don't know about the shares like tobacco, they paid off, you don't know. 7-Up paid off, you don't know. Others are about paying off, you don't know. Some companies has left, like Union Registrars is GTL Registrars now. United Securities is Coronation Registrars now. First Bank Registrars is First Bank, First Registrars now. So, like First City Monument Bank, If you look at it very well, you see before you go to First City Monument Bank and they will attend to you. No, they can't presently because they have left the parent company. They are now cardinal stone. Cardinal stone. So don't hold MTN responsible for anything. Their register has been given out to another company. The company manages it. Whatever you want is obtainable. No share has ever lost. Fortunately, there is a friend, when I was in primary school, the shares were sold without his knowledge. Now, while discussing with the man, he told me he has shares, he doesn't know. I said, that is not a problem. Is your name existing? I said, yes. I went to Lagos, stayed 1 week. I gathered every information. The person that sold off the shares, the company, but I disguised myself because I didn't want them to see me as a professional when I was going to their offices. Oga is saying me, Oga is saying, take this later. The questions I asked those companies, they weren't able to answer it. But when I was done with them, I channeled my effort to Abuja, and finally they paid the man all the money, paid all the dividend, and their company that was shut down at Lagos, they started again. So MTN, their shares are very good. I just have to tell you, as an experienced registrar, their shares are very good, and they have been paying dividend. They have been paying dividend. They have been paying dividend, and their dividend is among those that has been huge. Because now some of them pay 10 kobo, but that's not what they are paying. And secondly, having at the back of MTN going to be responsible for your shares today. Once you buy, their register has been given out to another company to handle. And if you buy your shares like our sister here, he said, if I buy for my children, there are protocols, there are things you need to do. While you get banker's confirmation, attach your passport and your daughter's passport, then you now put affidavit, change of name, ID card with notarization, and then application for change of name. That's all. You send it to the registrar concerned. The business of buying for your children has been updated, and you can never lose your money again. Then, it's all right. It's all right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. As I said before, my name is Maurice Uro. Thank you.
Thank you, Maurice. Thank you. We've come to the end. We'll now hand over to the MC to wrap up this session.
All right. Special recognition to all the MTN partners. I'm starting with Alensa Infinity Limited, High Chief Edward, Emmanuel, and Lolo. You're highly welcome. Paz Davids Limited, Mr. Chukwudi Obunna. You're highly welcome. Magzelli Limited, Mr. Joseph Magzelli and wife. You're highly welcome. Ike Wireless Limited, Mr. Ikenna Odenibo. You are highly welcome. Special recognition to His Royal Highness Sir Architect Valentine Obi Igwe Ife Meloma of Edem Nike. You are highly welcome, sir. I also want to recognize the presence of our Brimeda Concept Limited, Mrs. Mercy Chinwowo. You're highly welcome. I also want to recognize the presence of our Chief, Mrs. V. Okafo and wife, former Honorable Commissioner, Youth and Sports, Enugu State. You're highly welcome. Thank you.
Okay, we will now invite Mr. Tobio Kibo for the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much. I am grateful to the MC for recognizing everybody. My job is very simple, is to say thank you very much for coming here. So thank you very much. Ndị Igbo ekene m unu. Nọlụnụ mma. Daalụ.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this note, I want to say thank you for coming. My name is MC Bokwe, your host today. God bless you till we meet in the next occasion. Please clap for yourselves, clap for yourselves. It's not easy. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. We are looking forward to you being shareholders, Dalu, and we'll see you soon once in Enugu. Thank you. At the AGM.
Welcome to Primary Offer. This is an explainer video to help you navigate the Primary Offer web app to buy MTN shares. You can access the web app via www.primaryofferng.com. You can also download the Primary Offer app on Google Play Store and App Store. If this is your first time coming to the site, click on Create an Account in the top right-hand corner. Enter your BVN and your date of birth and click Continue. Your information should automatically be generated. Fill out the rest of the boxes on this page and tick the relevant box at the bottom and click Continue. Confirm that the email address displayed is correct and click Proceed. If not, click on the Welcome to Primary Offer. This is an explainer video to help you navigate the Primary Offer web app to buy MTN shares. You can access the web app via www.primaryofferng.com. You can also download the Primary Offer app on Google Play Store and App Store. If this is your first time coming to the site, click on Create an Account in the top right-hand corner. Enter your BVN and your date of birth and click Continue. Your information should automatically be generated. Fill out the rest of the boxes on this page and tick the relevant box at the bottom and click Continue. Confirm that the email address displayed is correct and click Proceed. If not, click on the No, Let Me Change button. You will be sent an OTP. Please check your email. Don't forget to check your junk mail. Your user sign up is successful. Please check that your email address is correct